Hey everyone, welcome to Hip Dysplasia tutorial 11. We're nearly at the end of our 12 weeks and I'm really excited next week to take some more measurements of Sunshine just to show you how well she's been doing and progressing even after her injury into her right shoulder. So next week is going to be our very last webinar. So we're just going to do a recap next week of everything that we've spoken about, just to make sure that you guys are on track with what you need to be doing with your dogs that are suffering from hip dysplasia. So just a quick recap of last week, we discussed about risk factors for injuries. I told you about using stairs as an exercise and how it's really important to make sure that you use stairs in a very controlled fashion. If you missed last week's webinar, you can scroll down on Facebook now and just try and see where you can find that. I just want to let you guys know that these tutorials are not going to be on the Facebook page for very long. Once the 12 weeks are over, I will be taking them off and I will be putting all the content into our webinar. Just a very nice sort of condensed version of everything that we've gone over. So today I want to talk about maintaining strength. And one of the things that's really important when you are doing all these therapeutic exercises and strengthening and hydrotherapy, you're working really hard to improve the strength of your dog's muscles. That helps to support their joints and especially their hip joints. And what we want to do is maintain that. So the hard part is actually building the muscle. But once the muscle's there, it's much easier to maintain it. But it's important to maintain. So one of the reasons I chatted last week to you about decreasing injuries is because when we have an injury, potentially we can't exercise them and do their therapeutic exercises. And if it goes to sort of more than 7 to 10 days, then we start losing muscle mass. And then we start getting more instability. And the more instability, the more pain. And the more we'll actually need to use anti-inflammatories and painkillers. And remember, those muscles that we are building, we're doing specific targeted therapeutic exercises to target the exact muscles that help to support our pet's hips. And once we build those muscles, they provide a dynamic stability for the pet's joints. And with stability, we have decreased pain. So as soon as we lose that muscle, we start to have more pain. And then our cycle of pain, weakness, more pain starts and continues. And like I said, it's so much easier to maintain muscle than it is to build it. So building it is really the hard part. What's really important too is we want overall body strength, and that includes our core. And the core is basically all the muscles that help to support all the pet's joints, including the spine, including all the joints, so the elbows, the hips, the knees, the hocks or tarsus and the carpus. We really want to make sure that our dog is strong everywhere. And the reason is because even though they have an isolated condition, say for example in hip dysplasia, we know, like with Sunshine, is that because of their condition and the way that they alter the way that they distribute their weight, they other areas that are predisposed to becoming injured. And if we can make sure that they are strong all over and they have the correct muscles to help support all their joints, we're less likely to get injuries, and we're less likely also to start losing muscle because they've been injured and they're not able to exercise. Another thing that's really important is to make sure that the exercise routine is sustainable. And we need to find a way that this can fit into your everyday life. So things that I recommend is to do exercises when you put the kettle on. You gotta wait for the kettle to boil. When you put toast in the toaster, you're waiting for the toast to pop. Do some exercises. I do some exercises actually with Sunshine when I come out of the toilet. I know it's a funny thing to talk about, but when I go into the toilet, sure enough, Sushi and Sunshine will follow me. And as I open the door, there they are. So I'll do some exercises with Sunshine then. Just reminds me every time I go out the door, there she is. Let me quickly do an exercise. And what's another good way is actually to get the whole family involved. So if you've got kids that are extremely young kids, are like 8 to 10 years of age and over, and they are able to do the exercises. You can give 1 or 2 exercises to each family member and say that it's your responsibility to do this exercise with the dog, and you can do them whenever you want. And in this way, also the exercises are really interspersed throughout the day, and you're not actually doing intense exercise like one time of the day, 20 minutes of exercises. And the reason it's actually good to do this is because then they don't get tired or fatigued. But it's really important that whatever you do is that it has to be sustainable, because if it isn't, then all the work that you've done to maintain all that muscle, or to build that muscle, you're not going to be maintaining it. If you can't take a week off. If you take a week off, you will see a change. So you have to find a way that you're doing this as part of your daily routine. So the same as when you feed your dogs, you know that you have to feed them, you know you have to give them their supplements, you know that you have to, on a daily basis, do some therapeutic exercises. Right, so next week we'll be talking about a recap of all 12 weeks, just really going over what we've learned, and what you need to do in order to build that muscle, and how you're going to do it, and why it's so important. And we'll just really do a very quick recap of everything that we've learned over the last 12 weeks. So our last one is next Wednesday on the 11th of April, 2018, same time, same place. And for those of you who haven't joined yet, we have formed the Canine Hip Dysplasia Support Group. We are growing very quickly. We've got some amazing members, and they are sharing such great stories and such great tips, and the things that I even learned from pet owners, of tips that they have to increase palatability of certain supplements, little exercises, little things that they do to help their pets. It's really great to have a group like this in a community where everyone can share their knowledge. I do regular Q&A sessions on there, as well as regular tutorials, and I'm there every now and again to answer some questions. But it really is, it's about a community of pet owners that are on the same journey, and just getting advice and tips from one another. It's really a great forum. So please just click the link above in the description of this Facebook Live video, and you'll be able to ask to join the group. And once you join, just post a picture of your dog. Let us know what you're doing, what you're struggling with, and you'll just see loads and loads of support from everyone. So I just want to thank all the pet owners that are on that group for the support that they give everyone. It's really, really amazing, and it's a great to be a part of it. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below. We have our last opportunity next week for me to answer those. Have an awesome day, and I will see you guys all next week. Cheers for now.